Today I will be challenging the Velvet Trials, a series of battles where you have to overcome different challenges. Some may require 2 fully built teams while others require certain elements to each team. Today I'll be tackling the Ice Trial, where only the cold thrives. But there is one problem. I currently do not have an Ice DPS character to conquer the trials, but this wasn't enough to stop me from attempting the challenge. As an upcoming Megaton masochist, there is one thing I want to do that most would avoid doing: turning an Ice support character into a DPS. This video will showcase and explain how I managed to conquer the challenge that the Ice Trial brought me. Anyways, enough with the dramatic introduction. Today I wanted to show you guys how I managed to clear the entirety of the Ice Velvet Trials without an Ice DPS character. Currently in Persona 5 the Phantom X, we do not have very many Ice DPS options, with the only 2 being 5-star figure skater Mont and Fox, which both characters I do not have currently. Now I know what you're thinking, well chills, why not just use Haru or Makoto and just bring Futaba as your navigator to implant weaknesses? And my answer to that, my friend, is that is very boring. One of the beautiful things about Megaton games is that you can beat any challenge or any boss as long as you bang your head against a wall enough and you have enough strategy to go along with your plan. As you can see here, my Matoi is far from being fully built. She doesn't even have her 4 or 5-star weapon that's not even fully leveled up, which puts me at a huge disadvantage when challenging the trial. To counteract this, I decided to bring support so I can help supplement her enough power to balance out the gear disadvantage. Before I get into the footage of me clearing the highest floor, I'll briefly be explaining the strategy and setup that I used to clear this. Now the team I went for when tackling this challenge was Matoi, Turbo, Vino, and Anj as my navigator. Turbo is here to supplement pen and attack to the entire team. Vino is here for defense shred and increasing the team's overall damage. Anj is here for the multitude of offensive buffs that she provides for the team, along with the extra turn that she provides to get us more damage. Now as for the personas I went for, I used Shiva, Dionysus, and Yanosig. For a brief explanation of each persona's use in this case, Shiva is here strictly for his passive, which after gaining 2 stacks of wisdom, he provides a 33% damage increase and a 45% defense shred on the enemy for 1 turn. Dionysus is here for his passive and his buffs, specifically Rebellion and Revolution, which increases my chances to crit on my damage phase. Finally, Yanosig is here strictly for Rikunda, which paired with his passive allows for even more defense shred. His passive allows any targeted ally to be inflicted with aim, which reduces the enemy's defense by 29.6%. Pairing this with Rikunda, which already drops the enemy's defense by 38.8%, the enemy will basically have no defense after this. As for Wonder's weapon of choice, it really doesn't matter, but the main ones I would recommend using for this type of run is Mechanical Executioner or any other attack or crit buffing weapon. With a brief explanation out of the way, let's get right into the run. Alright, so I'm going to be voiceovering the run and basically explaining my thought process behind the whole thing. So the entire first turn is going to be the basic setup stuff, so pretty much everyone's skill 1 except for Wonder. So on Wonder's turn, I am going to use Rebellion to buff Matoi's crit in order for her to possibly crit on her damage phase. With Matoi, I'm running a skill 1, skill 3 rotation, so the damage phase for me will technically be on this upcoming turn, so that's the plan that I went for. I could have done a 3 turn to get more damage, but I kind of rushed it and he did a lot of damage to me. Now this is the turn where I start buffing up, so I will use my Anj extra turn on Matoi. I will also use Anj skill 1 on Matoi as well, and I will use a highlight. So there's 2 different ways you can use the highlight here. You could use Turbo's highlight in order to buff up Anj a lot more, or you can use Matoi's highlight, and I decided to go with Matoi's highlight for the Ice Seal. And the Ice Seal basically increases the damage taken and also freezes the enemy, so he cannot get another turn. For his next turn, he's gonna be completely frozen, so this prevents me from taking a bunch of damage and potentially getting 1 shot. Now is where I do the final setup, so I use Vino skill 3, get the weakness hit, knock down, and then I get the AOA here for the extra damage, which is always nice. And now for Wonder, I'm going to use the Rikunda Wombo combo with Yanosig. And if you checked what I explained earlier in the run, when I said Rikunda plus aim equals a lot of defense shred, that's what we're going to get. And then since we have on skill 3, we're going to use that as well, even though we didn't really need to. We can always use it. And now we're going to double skill 3. The reason why I get 2 skill 3s here is because the Anj extra turn. And then this is where all the big damage comes in. So here we go. 48k weakness hit. Didn't crit, unfortunately. If it crit, it probably hit like 100k potentially, since I had all the buffs, but it's fine. I can use Turbo highlight here to recover skill 1. And since I skipped this turn, I can pretty much just kill him here, and boom, he's dead. That is basically it. all 3 stars since the weakness hits, and yeah, that's basically how I went about it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, then feel free to drop a sub on the channel. It'll be much appreciated. If you guys are interested in joining the community, then feel free to join the Discord server, discord.gg/expresstrain. It'll be linked in the description below. Let me know in the comment section whether you guys like this more edity and more fun content than anything, because I do enjoy making videos like this, and I think it's really something I want to do in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Move your lips, be ready to be